Welcome to Northern Nights. Gather around our campfire and prepare to be captivated by real witness reports of UFO sightings and unexplained phenomena. Tonight, we delve into tales that blur the line between reality and the unknown, sharing experiences that will ignite your curiosity and spark your imagination. So, settle in and let the stories begin. It was late October in the serene, snow-dusted village of Norrfjell, nestled in the northern mountains of Sweden. The days were growing shorter, and the nights had become crisp and clear, perfect for stargazing. As a lifelong resident, I, Anna Lund, had always marveled at the beauty of our mountainous surroundings, but nothing could have prepared me for what I witnessed that night. I had taken my usual evening walk up to a small clearing that offered an unobstructed view of the sky. It was my favorite spot to unwind and watch the stars. On this particular evening, the sky was unusually clear, the stars shining brighter than ever against the velvety darkness. As I gazed upward, something strange caught my eye. At first, I thought it was a shooting star, but it moved too deliberately, too purposefully. It was a cylindrical object, cigar-shaped and glowing faintly with an ethereal light. I watched in awe as it silently glided across the sky, heading towards the imposing peak of Storberget, the largest mountain in the region. My heart raced as I realized I was witnessing something extraordinary. The object moved with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly, and as it approached Storberget, I could see another, smaller craft following in its wake. They moved in perfect unison, their movements synchronized like a well-rehearsed dance. I strained my eyes, hardly daring to blink, as the leading craft reached the mountain. To my astonishment, a section of the rocky surface shimmered and began to open, revealing a hidden entrance. The larger craft slipped inside effortlessly, followed closely by the smaller one. Within moments, the entrance closed, and the mountain's surface returned to its natural, unbroken state, as if nothing had happened. I stood there, rooted to the spot, trying to comprehend what I had just seen. My first instinct was to run back to the village and tell someone, anyone, about the incredible sight I had witnessed. But I knew that such stories were often met with skepticism, especially in our small, close-knit community. That night, sleep eluded me as I replayed the events in my mind. The next morning, I decided to confide in my neighbor, Oscar, an old friend who had always been fascinated by the mysteries of the universe. He listened intently, his eyes widening with each detail I recounted. To my relief, he believed me without question and suggested we investigate further. Over the following weeks, Oscar and I spent countless hours researching the area around Storberget. We interviewed other villagers, hoping to find someone who might have seen something similar. To our surprise, a few of the older residents shared stories from their childhoods about strange lights and unexplained phenomena near the mountain. One cold, clear night, Oscar and I decided to return to the clearing where I had first seen the craft. We brought along binoculars and a camera, hoping to capture any unusual activity. As we settled in to watch the sky, our patience was rewarded. Around midnight, a familiar sight appeared. Two glowing, cigar-shaped objects glided silently towards Storberget. We watched in amazement as the mountain's surface once again shimmered and opened to admit the mysterious visitors. Oscar snapped several photos, capturing the eerie spectacle. Armed with this evidence, we felt more confident sharing our story. We submitted our photos and detailed accounts to various scientific and paranormal research organizations as hoping to find someone who could help us understand what we had seen. While some dismissed our claims, others took a keen interest, eager to explore the mysteries of Storberget further. Though many questions remain unanswered, I know what I witnessed that night was real. The mountains of northern Sweden hold secrets far beyond our understanding, and each time I look towards Storberget, I am reminded of the wonders that lie hidden within its ancient, silent peaks. A chilling tale from the Finnish wilderness. It was the early morning of January 12th, 1986. The air was crisp, and the temperature hovered around minus 12 degrees Celsius. I, along with my late friend Ormo Kosonen, set out for a nature hike from Loilaniemi in Kolho, Finland. Our destination was Kaitarinvuori, approximately 10 kilometers away. We skied through the untamed wilderness, creating our own paths, as no ready-made tracks existed. The day began brightly, with the sun shining brilliantly in a clear azure sky. Ormo, an avid photographer, captured the serene landscapes throughout our journey. As we made our way back to Loilanimi after spending the entire day at Kaiturinvuori, the sun was setting, casting a beautiful russet glow over the horizon. Our shadows stretched long and dark in front of us, painting the snow with deep blue hues. Midway through our return journey, I began to hear a strange, persistent hissing in my ears. Initially, I dismissed it as a figment of my imagination or a minor ear issue. Suddenly, a massive dark shadow engulfed our own, seemingly blotting out the sun. Instinctively, I glanced upwards and behind us, my heart pounding in my chest. "Look, Ormo, what is that? It's following us!" I shouted. Ormo swiftly turned and attempted to photograph the object. In his haste and fright, he managed to take a single blurry photograph before tripping over his skis and falling into the snow. The image he captured is the only evidence of our encounter with the unidentified flying object. The craft was a disc-shaped, approximately 4 to 5 meters in diameter. It emitted an intense heat, causing the air around it to shimmer and distort. 4 spherical protrusions were visible at its base, and a large, dark, circular opening dominated its center. The UFO had a dark, brass-like sheen that glinted ominously in the fading sunlight. A thin beam of light emerged from the disc, striking me on the head. Immediately, a sharp pain pierced my skull, rendering me speechless. Ormo experienced the same excruciating sensation. The following day, both of us were utterly exhausted, and our eyes were painfully sensitive to light. This encounter left us profoundly shaken and remains vivid in my memory. This was not my first brush with the unexplained. I have had 3 other UFO sightings, which I intend to document in the future. The UFO over Polberget. It was around 6:30 in the morning when a man, having finished his night shift in Piteå, was driving home to Älvsbyn. As he approached the small village of Polberget, located north of Piteå, he noticed something unusual at the first house in the village. Hovering silently over a field on the left side of the road was a large black disc-shaped object. Intrigued and somewhat unsettled, the man stopped his car to get a better look through the side window. The object began to move slowly northward along the field, paralleling Road 374. The man decided to follow it, driving slowly north. After a short distance, the object stopped again, then moved a few hundred meters further west towards a tree line, ascending approximately 100 to 150 meters. The man stopped his car once more, watching as the object climbed even higher. After descending slightly, the man resumed driving at high speed, only to find that the object was now matching his speed, hovering beside the road to his left. As he reached a turnoff leading west towards a railway crossing through the village, he slowed down again. The object was now about 10 to 15 meters from the turnoff, hovering at an estimated 150 meters above the ground. Determined to get closer, the man turned onto the side road, driving towards the object until he was almost directly underneath it. The object then moved westward again, disappearing behind the forest. The man backed up onto the main road and continued towards Älvsbyn. After driving 200 to 300 meters, the object reappeared on his left. Despite driving at 90 kilometers per hour, he accelerated to 140 kilometers per hour, but the object continued to ascend, keeping pace with him. As he neared a railway bridge at the northern end of Polberget, he slowed down once more. The object ascended vertically to an estimated 500 meters, then continued to climb to around 800 meters at high speed. Finally, it made a slight turn and vanished at an incredible velocity, leaving the man in stunned silence. This encounter, marked by the object's precise movements and remarkable speed, remains a mysterious and unforgettable experience for the observer, highlighting the ever-present intrigue and speculation surrounding UFO sightings. Thank you for joining us on Northern Nights. As our campfire dims and the night deepens, we hope the stories shared have ignited your imagination and sparked a sense of wonder. Don't forget to subscribe for more captivating tales and updates. Until next time, stay curious and keep your eyes on the skies.